Okay, so it's better late than never, and we didn't get home until pretty late last night after the show, simply because we couldn't get a cab. It was a little chaotic at the end, so it took us a little while. So, and I spent this morning working off the kinks in my legs in the jacuzzi, so here I am to do this lesson right now. So, again, this is a review lesson of the Workbook of A Course in Miracles. It's the review of lessons number 167 and 168. There is one life, and that I share with God. And your grace is given me. I claim it now. And, again, the conversion of your mind and the reassociation of your mind comes when you begin to utilize these expressions that come to us from Jesus. So for today it is God is but love, and therefore so am I. There is one life, and that I share with God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Your grace is given me. I claim it now. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And if you notice, we learn the way of forgiveness to utilize that which we have been using against us in the denial to help us remember as the access point for our willingness to turn our heart and our mind over to the Holy Spirit, simply because we begin to understand that our best interests are served when we do that. There's a section again in the back of the course called As for the Rest. And what it talks about is one of the great benefits of utilizing the course to forgiveness is because it eliminates guilt and fear. So every time we associate forgiveness with love and learn that the great benefit is eliminating guilt and fear, we know we're becoming more and more attuned and, in a sense, aligned with the fact that God is but love, and therefore so am I. So we've been given this technique to deal with the blocks to the awareness of love's presence in the face of the fact that God is but love, and therefore so am I, with the understanding that the ego is going to use these words, these lessons, these expressions that we're utilizing now for more and more direct contact with our own Creator and our creation. As we use them, the ego begins to really try to distract you and regain your affiliation and your identification, to the detriments of your realization of the truth of who you are, as God is but love, and therefore so am I. And as we go through this, we're reassociating our thinking back to our source, rather than utilizing our thinking and identification of the ego and causing us to be in sickness, pain, suffering, and death. So today's lesson, God is but love, and therefore so am I. There is one life, and I share with God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Your grace is given me. I claim it now. Now, I want you to begin to think of what's going on here. Now it's God, there is one life, and that I share with God. There's one love, and that I share with God. All the goodness, the wholeness, and perfection that we're learning that are part of our being is being reassociated with having been received from our source. Remember yesterday, I am one with my source. Now I'm one with my source. And I want, when I sit here and I contemplate the lesson and I begin to look at it and allow the action of the practice of the lesson to work within the entirety of my being, and I get to a sentence such as, your grace is given me, I claim it now. The associations that come to my mind and the idea of grace is of magnitude, the likes of which is beyond me, is beyond that which I could think of. And what we're told is that magnitude the experience of that magnitude as being part of our being is given to me, and I'm going to claim it now because that's the way it's extended from my Father Creator to me as His Son, and how when we join together and begin to receive that in order to continue to give, we're becoming part of a motion of energetic reassociation within our heart and our mind that is restoring us to an understanding of what it's like to actually be that way in the activity within our own being. And you can begin to feel that and let that enliven you. That's the purpose of all of this. Not just to work at a conceptual level where you can put the concepts together, but begin to experience this as part and parcel of your being, and allow the activity of your soul, because of the truth of what you're being given here in the utilization of the mind and heart and service to that soul, to begin to allow its action, its magnitude, its grace to replace the necessity for the concepts, so that the experience is an ever-present condition that you can call upon. And we can use the forgetting, as we learned yesterday, we can use the idea that we forgot, that denial, as now a trigger to remembering. So therefore, it's always available. We can either be in the open-minded action that allows us to know that as an experience, to whatever degree we foster it through the generalization that takes place when we utilize it, and the conditions that we allow ourselves to utilize it become more and more total and encompassing. So as we do that, the magnitude grows in our mind, and the greater the love of God that we experience. And that's where this is leading. Now, if for a moment we forget and fear and guilt sets in, forgiveness is the mechanism that allows us to use the forgetting and the denial as a way of remembering, so we can go back to that awareness of that condition. Remember, the condition is with you constantly. It's the awareness that we're looking for, to replace the idea of being conscious of a world of space and time to being aware of reality in the midst of an unreal situation, where the unreal remains unreal and the real remains real, and the magnitude and grace of the reality is able to extend right here and right now. Because even in the dream of separation, you couldn't be dreaming a dream had you not been created as something. And God is but love, and therefore so am I. So therefore so are you. There is one life, and that I share with God, because God is but love, and so is life. God is life, and life and love are one. And here we achieve that through learning in these incidences of contact that we make. So your grace, your magnitude, the magnitude is given to me, and I claim it now. And in that moment, the magnitude grows, and we extend it. Here, forgiveness is the function that parallels creation in reality. So let that be the lesson for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.